Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
State line police departments come together for K9 Loki's funeral. His partner shares what he'll miss most about him. As COVID restrictions relax in our region, slot machines can turn back on. We hash out the details of what is required while sitting at the machine. And we're just days away from the presidential inauguration, and Washington, D.C. has been transformed into a fortress of fences. Coming up, we share what officials have done to prepare for the day. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. Thanks for joining us tonight. State line police departments gather together to honor the loss of one of their own. Boone County Sheriff Department's K9 Loki was killed in December after an alleged drunk driver hit the squad car he was in. Our Ari Bruckman shares the final salute to him.
Last month, Boone County Police Department lost a member of the force. K9 Loki was inside of Deputy Robert Rosencrantz's car at a routine traffic stop when a drunk driver struck the vehicle.
Somebody that I drove around with 12 hours a day, always around. I consider him family, definitely. It was pretty rough. The past couple weeks have been pretty rough.
Today, a funeral was held outside of Boone County Public Safety Building to honor him. Deputy Robert Rosencrantz says, while Loki was a friendly dog, he was very good at his job.
Loki was a very goofy dog, as you can see by some of the photos that were out here. Very friendly. I was able to get him out, and we could, walk up to kids. He would be, they would be able to pet him. He was just one of those dogs where he could be friendly, and if he needed to be mean, he could be mean. But overall, he was very friendly and very good at his job.
Rosencrantz has worked with Loki by his side for the last 15 months. He added, Loki is a part of his family, and losing him has been an adjustment.
One of those things, especially in the car. I haven't driven in a car by myself in a while, so even something as simple as going through the drive-thru and not having my ears ringing from him barking, it's an adjustment.
Sheriff David Ernest tells me Loki had a special way of interacting with the public.
Loki was fantastic with kids. Part of the K9 program is community outreach, community policing. That's a big part of it, but it's also that interaction with the public. And that K9 Loki was fantastic at that.
Reporting in Boone County, for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
A car crashes through a barrier in a local forest preserve. It happened at the Kishwaukee Gorge North Forest Preserve this afternoon. Winnebago County and Forest Preserve sheriffs say that the vehicle crashed through one of their gates. The driver was taken to a local hospital. No word on what caused the crash. Rock County residents called police after a truck got stuck in their yard. The driver is accused of his 7th OWI offense. It happened in Beloit on Plymouth Church Road. Authorities say a man was driving a truck that got stuck in a yard around 4:45 this morning. A witness told police that he watched the suspect break into his shed and used a shovel to try to get his vehicle out of the snow. John Falk was arrested. He is being held at the Rock County Jail. The National Rifle Association files for bankruptcy. The company says it intends to restructure as a nonprofit based in Texas. The group, originally based in New York for about 150 years, says the move will help them grow. The move comes after the NRA was sued by the New York Attorney General to dissolve the group. To read the full statement, find this article on mystateline.com. Fiat Chrysler and a French car manufacturer unveil a massive merger deal. FCA and Group PSA cemented their deal today. The deal was first agreed to in late 2019 and approved earlier this month by shareholders. Executives say the merge will aid the need to compete in a fast-changing industry. More than 5,000 more people have tested positive for COVID today. Health officials say 130 more people have died from the virus. That includes 7 deaths here in the state line. More than 1 million COVID cases have been reported statewide since the pandemic began. 471,000 doses of the vaccine have been administered throughout Illinois. Within the past 24 hours, 711 patients were in the ICU. 379 of them were on ventilators. The weekly statewide test positivity rate is at 7.5%. Region 1's test positivity rate is just under the state's at 7.4%. All counties in our area have dropped since yesterday besides Stevenson and Lee counties. Lee stayed the same rate at 2%. Stevenson rose less than 1%. Winnebago County sits at 8.4%, Boone at 13.5%, and Ogle at 7.7%. Because of the drop in rates, Region 1 is now under Tier 2 mitigations. This drop in the rates and change in mitigations means that video gambling machines can turn back on after being shut down since November. That went into effect this morning. The machines have restricted hours of gameplay, running from 8 in the morning to 11 at night. Masks must be worn at all times inside the video gaming area. Crowds around the machines are prohibited. One person is limited to a machine at a time. Wisconsin's governor expresses his frustration with the way the COVID-19 vaccine is being rolled out. Governor Tony Evers says federal officials assured him that there was enough vaccine stockpiled to speed up the process, but then later on found out those reserves didn't exist. Now Evers is accusing the Trump administration for misleading governors.
It was just plain old obfuscation. I was told by the vice president a couple days ago and the secretary of health services that they're opening the gates. We're going to send you the remainder of the what was stockpiled. It was a slap in the face of the people of Wisconsin, and frankly, I have no idea why they made that claim when they knew it wasn't accurate.
Several other governors were left scrambling to alter plans to expand the rollouts in their states. The presidential inauguration for President-elect Joe Biden is days away. We give you a look at what Washington, D.C. looks like as they prepare for the ceremony.
We only saw a few very light flurries today, but more snow is expected to wrap up the weekend tomorrow. Find out how much we can expect and if we'll see any snow for any of your commutes next week coming up in the forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis Carpello, David Greenberg, and meteorologist Kevin Doom.
We're just 4 days away from the historic inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden, and security has never been tighter. Federal authorities warning of a substantial threat after the siege at the Capitol, as investigators make arrests and continue their search for rioters. Rena Roy is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Just days ahead of the historic inauguration, it's all hands on deck to keep Americans safe. Fences and barricades are up, and up to 25,000 National Guard members are expected in the nation's capital by Wednesday. Federal authorities warning the danger for law enforcement and the general public is, quote, substantial.
I don't know if anyone has raised their hand to say we are coming, we will be there, but we are preparing as if they are.
The FBI concerned about possible improvised explosive devices and the ongoing threat to political leaders. Investigators saying the Capitol Hill siege likely emboldened extremists. At least 10 states activating their National Guard troops. Some Capitol buildings now boarded up. Michigan legislators suspending sessions next week over credible threats around the state capitol.
There's no doubt, what you saw on January 6th shows me that people are taking politics now to the violent realm, obviously, and there's always lone wolf concerns out there.
Horrifying videos show the violence that day. D.C. officer Michael Fanone stun-gunned, beaten, and overtaken by the angry pro-Trump mob.
It looked like a medieval battle scene. Some of the most brutal combat I've ever encountered.
The Department of Justice opening nearly 300 investigations related to the riots. Emily Hernandez, a Missouri woman facing federal charges after she was seen in viral videos allegedly holding a broken sign from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's door. Jacob Chansley, self-described as the QAnon shaman, also taken into custody. His attorney telling ABC he felt like he was answering the call of President Trump.
He was there at the invitation of and request of our president.
Chansley allegedly leaving a note for Vice President Mike Pence saying it's only a matter of time. Justice is coming. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
President-elect Joe Biden introduced his picks for his White House science team. Eric Lander is the pick as the presidential science advisor. Biden calling him a pioneer in the science community, saying that Lander's work has changed the course of human history. Biden is elevating the position of science advisor to cabinet level, a White House first.
We know the science is discovery, it's not fiction. And I'm honored to announce a team that is answering the call to serve. For the first time in history, I'm going to be elevating the presidential science advisor to a cabinet rank because we think it's that important.
Lander is the first life scientist to have the White House job.
Now your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Doom.
We're going to start you off with a live look over downtown Rockford using a Mercial SkyTrack. Nice look over the rock there, where we had a few very light flurries come on through earlier, as well as a little bit of drizzle, but now conditions are dry, and we're just seeing some cloudy skies overhead. Conditions today are in the lower to middle 30s, temperatures I should say. However, we did reach 39 for a high in Rockford earlier, but now conditions are a little bit cooler. 36 right now in Rockford, 33 in Rochelle, 33 as well in Freeport, and 36 currently for a temperature up in Janesville. Although we do have a pretty good breeze coming out of the west, sustained wind speeds in excess of 10 miles an hour in a few spots, and that's making things feel quite a bit cooler. So even though today was warmer than yesterday, technically, it felt quite a bit cooler. Wind chills are down in the 20s across most of the area. Still feels as though we're at 31 right now in Rockford, but with that wind chill, feels as though they're 25 in DeKalb, 27 in Rochelle, and 24 down in Sterling. 19 degrees is the current temperature out in Galena. I should say wind chill temperature. As I mentioned, we also saw a few very brief, very light pockets of some flurries and a little bit of drizzle come through the state line earlier today. Now, most of the area is dry, as it has been pretty much for the entirety of the day, but more snow is in the works way up to our northwest, now pushing into parts of western Wisconsin, coming through Minnesota. This snow will continue to build here over the next several hours and fall on the state line as a potentially widespread snowfall come tomorrow morning. Now, over the past couple of days, we've had a few good rounds of some flurries come on through, and that amounted to at least an inch across much of the area. Stockton saw just over 2 inches, 2 inches exactly in Davis and Monroe. Beloit reported 1.8 inches. Now here in Rockford, we've only seen half an inch accumulate over the past 2 days. This leaves us with a total of 3 inches so far through the month. That's about 2 inches shy of the normal month to date, and we have quite a ways to go if we want to reach the normal total for the month of January, which is just over 10 inches. Now looking ahead with our futurecast, a few very light flurries are possible through the evening here, and through the overnight hours, we'll likely see a few scattered flurries here and there, maybe just a little bit more snow that we're expecting through the evening, but it's in the early morning hours of tomorrow that system will really start to fill in the state line. That's our best chance for some widespread snowfall, and that could also bring us some pockets of some heavier snowfall for a time. Now, this will break up as we head on into the afternoon. However, we still could see a few good scattered flurries pretty much through the rest of the afternoon before conditions finally dry out by the evening. We're going to hang on to the cloudy skies likely through the rest of the night, but going into Monday, we'll likely see still mostly cloudy conditions, but a little bit more sunshine to kick off the work week. Now, you see another system of snow showers moving in from the west. This is Monday evening. There's a slight chance there we'll see a little bit of snow for the latter part of Monday. I don't think it'll be anything as widespread or as big as the event that you're seeing here on our futurecast. Now tonight, temperatures will be dropping down into the middle to upper 20s. As I mentioned, a few flurries developing here and there throughout the night before that chance greatly increases. By tomorrow morning, the snow, though, breaking up a bit as we head on into the afternoon, conditions drying out by the evening. And we're not really going to be warming up much either. Conditions will struggle to break freezing as we head on through the day tomorrow. In fact, we're expecting highs in the 20s for several days in this upcoming week, a few lows in the teens as well. But the good news is following Monday, we're expecting very little rain and snow and finally a good bit of sunshine.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Coming up next in sports, David Greenberg has an update from the Packers game. They're into the fourth quarter in a tight one. Stay tuned.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
We'll start out by checking in on what's going on up in Lambeau Field. The Packers and Rams in the NFC divisional round. That one is currently on our sister station, Fox 39. Deep into the fourth quarter, this one down to the wire. Packers are on top of the Rams 32-18, trying to run down some clock and hang on for the win. Aaron Rodgers just hit Allen Lazard on a bomb to go up by 2 scores. The number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense in the NFL. Rodgers has 3 total touchdowns in this one. The Illini hosted the Buckeyes today in a top 25 matchup. How about that pregame drill right there into the second half? Illinois down 10. Ayo DeSumo goes right, and the bank is open. Pulls them within single digits. 3.5 to go. Illini within 7. E.J. Liddell backing down DeMonte Williams. Nice turnaround for Liddell. Illinois drops this one at home to Ohio State 87-81. Head coach Brad Underwood was not happy after this one.
We have to quit riding the emotional roller coaster that is this team right now. And it's frustrating. I wish I had the exact answer. We're going to have some very tough meetings. We got to get this figured out.
If you missed last night's Bulls game, you missed a meltdown of epic proportions. Going into halftime, the Bulls had an 18-point lead and blew it in the second half, losing to the Thunder 127-125 in overtime. Zach LaVine finished with 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. That's now 3 consecutive games of at least 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for LaVine, tying Michael Jordan's franchise record. Safe to say he was not too pleased after last night's loss.
You gotta learn how to win a basketball game. When you're up by 20, it's not a lot to talk about. It's about as plain and simple as it gets right there. You're up by 20, you can't lose.
You know, until we find a way to take care of the basketball, it's so hard to win at this level when you're turning the ball over at the rate we turn it over. You know, as a coach, you feel bad. You want to be able to do more to help. And I've got to try to find some different ways to try to help them as a group.
Despite Fred VanVleet getting off to one of the best starts of his career, the Raptors are just 3-8 on the season. VanVleet is averaging 20.5 points, 6 assists, and 4.2 rebounds per game. The Raptors host the Charlotte Hornets tonight. Tip-off set for just a few minutes from now at 6:30. Fred spoke about Hornets rookie LaMelo Ball and what he might say to him after tonight's game.
He's incredibly famous, and he's got a ton of hype and buzz around him. And, I just wish him the best, and hopefully he has a long, healthy career. But I would just like to see him grow into whatever he wants to grow into and not the expectations of the world.
Well, we all knew this might be a tough season for the Blackhawks, and that was before we knew they'd be without Jonathan Taves. Former Ice Hog Colin Delia made his season debut last night, making 33 saves, but the Lightning still found a way to pour in 5. The Hawks fall to 0-2. Their next game is tomorrow at Florida against the Panthers. Afterwards, Delia talked about his performance last night and one of the impressive saves he made.
It was definitely nice to make that save. Just another funky bounce, but I got to come out ready to play the puck and make better plays behind the net there. That's all it comes down to. But yeah, it was definitely nice to make that save.
That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Thanks for making us your home team tonight. We'll see you at 10.